when it comes to the genres of comedy and horror, there are so many sub-genres within, because just because it's a comedy movie doesn't mean that everybody that enjoys comedy is going to like it, because it can be, like black comedy, it can
Slapstick.
be just straightforward goofy ass comedy. And I guess that's maybe what you were getting at with American Psycho, because for some people, the comedy, at least for me, the comedy in that movie comes from the fact that it is so extreme and over the top. It is just extra. Everything about that movie is extra. But for some people, that quote unquote extraness equates to horrifying. It's the same with, you can sit down and you can listen to interviews from Charles Manson. Some people will find that just hilarious because it's so over the top, and other people are just terrified by it and they're going to have nightmares.
One of the and this is something that jumped out at me the last time we watched American Psycho, was like him, just moments where he's with his quote unquote friends, and they're just talking about nonsense. And it's so hysterical to me, because there's one point where it's early in the movie where they look at a bill for their lunch or dinner or whatever it was, and they're like, oh, this is reasonable, only 570 cents. And they all throw their credit cards in the mix. And I was thinking at the time, I was like, that has happened to me and my friends at least 100 times, where we've been like, oh, this is only $400, this is reasonable, and then we all just throw our cards in there, and then one of us makes fun of the other's credit card. So like, it's weird seeing stuff like that jumps out at me, and it's like, it's meant to be satire, but at the same time I'm like, that has happened to me, and it's silly, and it's like, why would we ever spend $400 on a dinner just between three dudes? Like, it just doesn't. It's like, what are we thinking? Like, what is happening? And then, again, like later on, they're just like, I'm not going anywhere without a reservation. Like, my friends and I have had that conversation a million times, and it's like, holy shit, like, we're not killing anybody and we're not stockbrokers, but like, there it is. Like, there is our element of truth in that, and that it's like, we recognize how ridiculous we are, and I recognize how ridiculous this character is too, but he's doing things that are horrific and misogynistic and terrible. None of us are, thank God. But at the same time, it's so insane. And it's not the brutality or anything. Like, when he opens his freezer and there are human heads in there, like, that doesn't make me laugh. Like, I'm just like, ugh, I'm like, that's fucked. And then, when he's chasing the woman, he's completely nude, covered in blood, running with a chainsaw, wearing only Nikes. That part does make me laugh. Yeah, but it's so dark at the same time, because it's like, I could see some dude doing that.
Him dropping the chainsaw down the flight of stairs, that, to me, that's the funny part. But then at the same time, it's like, if you were in that situation, it wouldn't be fucking funny at all.
No. It's so absurd. And and that's like the weird thing about that movie, is that like that movie is so black and white, in that here's funny, here's scary, here's funny, here's scary. Whereas the Broadway show, which I saw twice, does a better job of making it all very gray area. The murder, the comedy, the absurdity, how much of a nerd he is, all of this, whether things are real or not, whether things, the darkness of it all, his psychological, like, it's all much more closely related to the book. However, with song and dance involved, and it was awesome. Like, it was exactly what I was hoping for with an American Psycho adaptation, and it straddled the humor in a less obvious way than the movie does. Not saying that the movie's bad, because like I said, I do love it, but like, the play, I think, did a better job.
Interesting. Yeah, because I've never seen. I didn't even know that. I didn't know it was a play. I thought it was a novel.
Yeah, it was a novel.
It originally a play, and then it was adapted as a novel and a movie.
No, it was a novel first. Okay. And then it got turned into the movie, and then it became a Broadway show. And here, actually, it's this poster there, but American Psycho the musical.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was sick. It was great. And I love it. I can't help it. It's just it's so dark and silly and fun and splattery, and I don't usually go for splatter, but like in the American Psycho movie and in the Broadway show and the book and stuff, the absurdity I think lends itself naturally to the splatter.